Hey guys, Probable1701 here, and today we are going to be ranking Series 4 of Modern Doctor Who. The series that is often cited as the best series of the modern series. We're going to go ahead and look at it from worst to best, including the Voyage of the Damn Christmas Special. I'm going to have that one on the list as well. Starting at the bottom in 14th place is Midnight. I absolutely hate Midnight for reasons that I've stated in my video about it. I have a video called Why I Adamantly Hate Midnight. To quickly summarize, I just think it came too early, and I think it has the wrong Doctor in it. I think Midnight would have worked really well in Series 8 with Series 8 Capaldi. I think that would have been really good for Capaldi's Doctor. I just don't think Tennant's Doctor is a good fit for the episode. That's the short version of it. If you want to know the full reasons why I don't like Midnight, check out my video on that. Number 13 on the list is Turn Left. I also don't care for this one for a couple reasons. One, much like Midnight, it breaks up the Doctor and Donna. And one of the reasons I love Series 4 and I love Donna is the Doctor and Donna. I love their interactions together. They're so great together. Tennant and Catherine have such good chemistry together, and the way they bounce off each other is just magic. And so when you have an episode like Midnight and Turn Left where it's mainly about one and doesn't really have the other one in it much, it kind of irks me because that's one less episode I have of this season with them together. Also, Turn Left, the basic linchpin of the story is that the Doctor dies because Donna wasn't there. And because he didn't get out in time, he died. And I just don't believe that would have happened. I do remember in the Runaway Bride, she is the one that's like, we can go now, but he's the Doctor. I don't think he would have just stood there staring for that much longer before he got out. The Doctor's gotten out of some tight spots in his life. I just don't think he would have let himself gotten killed that easily. Plus, I think he still would have regenerated. The Doctor's regenerated after death before. So the fact the whole episode relies on him dying there that way, and I just genuinely believe that wouldn't have happened to me the rest of the episode, since it's built on that premise, just tumbles like a house of cards. And because of that, I don't really care for it. It's watchable, but because of that, I don't really like it. Number 12 is Planet of the Ood. I like this one. I just don't go back to it a lot. I don't actually know what the fandom thinks of this one. I never hear people talk about this one. I had actually forgotten about this one until I was going over the list of episodes for this video, and I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, that one. I had smooth forgotten about it. I don't know if the fandom tends to like it or not, or if it's just kind of there. I enjoy it. I like the fact that the one guy kind of running everything, the main bad guy, I love how he gets his comeuppance in it. That's really neat. And I love that we actually find out the Ood are pretty intelligent, because we didn't really see that in the Impossible Planet Beast Below. So finding out they are actually a pretty intelligent group is pretty neat. Although I don't like their design. I've never liked the Ood's design. I don't really like Ood in episodes just because of their design. I don't really care for it. Next on the list is The Doctor's Daughter. I do like this one. It's a lot of fun. I do think Georgia is great here. I really love the fact it has the guy who played King Arthur in 1981's Excalibur in it, because I love 1981's Excalibur. The guy who plays Merlin in that is actually my favorite version of Merlin, just like the guy who plays Arthur is my favorite version of Arthur. So to see him in this is a nice little treat for me. The Doctor's little I never would speech at the end doesn't really land with me. Tennant's speeches are weird. Some of them are really good. Some of them don't really land with me. But overall, I like the episode. It kind of drags a little longer than I wanted it to. Even though it's only a one-parter, it feels like it's longer than that. Number, where are we at? 10 on the list. Is The Fires of Pompeii. Really need to rewatch this one. I like this one. It's neat to see the Doctor in kind of a fixed point in time almost situation. No, not exactly. It's basically one of those spots where the Doctor can either choose to do this bad thing or this worse thing. And I like when the Doctor's kind of in that situation where he can't really win either way. All he has is bad choices, some worse than others. Plus, Peter Capaldi is great in this episode as well. And I love that little speech about when Donna just convinces him to save someone. That's a whole little bit. And seeing Tennant open the door and just say, come with me. It's a good episode. I need to rewatch it. Next on the list is the Suntaren two-parter. That's at 9 and 8. This is the only time in Modern Who the Suntarens have been done right and really given justice. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Strax in a bubble. but I don't like what he's done to the Suntarens as a whole because I feel like they're not taken seriously anymore. And in the classic Who, the Suntarens were extremely dangerous. I mean, they invaded Gallifrey at one point, for goodness sakes, in the Invasion of Time. So they're meant to be a threat, and this is the only story in the modern series where they actually get the credit they deserve. I like this story. I also like Freema's acting not only as Martha, which is good to have Martha back, but when she's having to play the part of Martha's clone, she's really good in that. I like the little nuanced differences in it. I love the fact that Tennant's worried Donna and Martha aren't going to get along, and he's preparing for it, but Donna and Martha hit it off immediately. That's really nice. Love the call out to the Brigadier. I like the one unit soldier Tennant kind of forms a little friendship with, the one driving the truck. And then when that unit soldier gets killed later, you kind of see that look on Tennant's face. He's sorry he died. I really do hate that one scene, though, at the end when Tennant's about to push the button and he's like, I'll do it. I'll do it. You need to surrender. I'll do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not joking. I'll do it. I'll press that button. I'm going to press the button. I'm going to do it. You need to surrender. You should surrender right now because I'm going to do it. Because I'm going to do it. You know, does that last for like 15 minutes? Because I swear it lasts for 15 minutes. Oh, just press the button, you pansy. And instead the other guy, the kid, has to jump in and do it for him. So tired. Yeah. That really made me mad. Tennant sitting there for, I swear it seems like 15 minutes. He's just like, I'll do it. I know I'll do it. Oh, so just shut up and do it already. It's like he's scared to die. It's the thing about Tennant's doctor. He's scared to die. I sometimes think. As much as I like his doctor, and I do like his doctor. Next on the list is The Unicorn and the Wasp, and I probably have this one higher than most people, but I enjoy this episode because I get what this episode is. It's a fun filler episode, not meant to be taken too seriously. It's fluff. It's a lot like the Crimson Horror, and I love the Crimson Horror. First off, I like the fact this story cast a classic Doctor Who veteran, the guy who played Django in Talons of Wing Chiang, and he was also in some other things. I'm trying to remember if he also played Sir Keith in Inferno. I can't remember if that's him or not, but he's in several stories of classic Who. And of course, he plays the guy in the wheelchair in Unicorn and the Wasp. So it's nice, Unicorn and the Wasp. It's nice to see him here. Plus, I like the girl playing Agatha Christie in it. She's really good. I like the fact she catches on that the Doctor and Donna aren't married, since that was a running gag through the story, but she actually catches on or not. There's a lot of fun in this story. There's a lot of silliness to it. The whole turning into a wasp thing is silly. It's meant to be silly. It's treated almost like a B movie, kind of, which I like. A B movie. B movie. Okay, I see what I did there. I didn't mean to do that, but I see what I did there. But I like when Tennant's interviewing everybody, and then he's kind of sitting there almost interviewing himself, and he starts reminiscing when he's going through the forest eating the apple. That's funny to me. The bit when he's poisoned and Donna's having to give him all that stuff. He's trying to tell her like salt or whatever it is. And she's big a frick. He's like, what? I need something to surprise me. So she kisses him, which naturally surprises. It's a fun episode. Again, it's a lot like the Crimson Horror. It's meant to be just kind of silly fun, not to be taken too seriously. And if you go into the episode with that mindset, it's a lot of fun. If you go into it expecting it to be Dalek or Blink or Silence in the Library, it's not that. And you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you take the episode for what it is, it's really a lot of fun. I personally enjoy it. And I think all the guest cast do a really good job as well. Next on the list is the Stolen Earth Journey's End two-parter. I used to like this one a lot more. I still think it's really good. I think it's a little overrated. This is my friend Ian's actually favorite. That's his favorite Doctor Who story of all time. He loves this one. The Daleks are good in it. It seems a little over the top because each one of Russell's finales kind of grew. The stakes always seem to grow. So not just this universe, but all of reality, all of the realities and multiverses at stake. Woo. I really love that they brought Davros back. I love his character design in this. This is the best Davros has ever looked. I think Julian Bleach is just so good in the role. He's second only to Michael Wisher. They really get Davros right in this. I really like that. I think for the most part it handles all of the companions well. It does feel a little bloated to me, to be honest. But for the most part, I think it balances well. It balances it well. I really like that Rose gets her happy ending with her Earth Doctor that can grow old with her, which of course we know will later age into Peter Cushing's Doctor for the TV movies. Because I'm fully supporting of that fan theory that the Metacrisis doctor, when he grows older, is the Peter Cushing doctor from the TV movies. That's canon in my head, because it fits so perfectly. So yeah, it's a good one. I think it's a little overrated, but I think it's a really, really, really good story, and very heartbreaking, with Donna's fate in it. Next on the list is Voyage of the Damned. I like this one a lot. Also has another classic Who veteran, I believe, playing the captain of the ship, if I remember correctly. Tennant's speech about, I'm the Doctor, I'm a Time Lord, I'm from the planet Gallifrey. Great speech. I love that one. Really, really good. I like that the robotic angels have heads that looked a lot like the Axons. I'm sure that's not an accident. I'm sure that's a nice little callback to Classic Who. That's really neat. I like the fact that the one guy who's a total prick actually survives, because you're kind of sitting there kind of hoping he kind of gets it the whole time, but I like how it kind of circumvents your expectations, because you kind of figure he'll get it at some point and he actually ends up surviving. I think that's pretty neat. I like the fact that the other guy, the old guy, the one from, maybe it's Keeping Up Appearances? I think it's Keeping Up Appearances. I forget. He's very famous for being in another show. I like the fact that he not only survives, but finds out he's rich. He's like, oh, I'm rich. I'm wealthy. I like that. I like the scene when the Doctor's trying to save Kylie's character, who I think is really great. Kylie is really good as a almost companion in this, kind of a lost companion. And I would have liked to have seen more of her. When he's frustrated and trying to save her, and he's like, Doctor, you can't save her. And he's like, I can do anything. That kind of frustrated scream he does. I love his acting there when he says that. I can do anything. And he kicks the machine. Just that frustration of someone who can do so many things, but he can't save her. Although his speech about, she can join the stars doesn't land for me. When he opens the window, let her out, that just doesn't land for me. It's a good story, though. The next on the list is Partners in Crime. I love Partners in Crime. I love the Doctor and Donna together, and they're arguably at their best here. I love how they keep missing each other at the beginning. Like his head will pop up, and then her head will pop up, and they almost run into each other, but they don't. And that scene when they actually see each other, like the window and through the door, is one of the funniest scenes in all of Doctor Who. I love that scene to death. It's my favorite part of the episode. It's like, it's me. And he's like, I can see that. What are you doing there? And then she starts doing and he's all over there like, and it cuts to her, and he's like, he has no idea. I love that. And that bit when he's like, she won't be able to unlock this unless she has a sonic device, and it cuts to her with a sonic device. There's a lot of humor in this. Plus, I just think the little adipose creatures look adorable. I love that they picked such a silly, childlike, adorable design for them. Because as the Doctor says, they're innocent. I like that. It's a really good story. I love Partners in Crime. A lot of fun. I just want a mate. You just want to mate? No, I just want a mate. It's so wonderful. They're so good together. And of course, number 1 and 2 is the Library 2-parter. It's so good. I love when Doctor Who takes a simple object or a simple concept and makes it terrifying. The way Fury from the Deep makes seaweed terrifying, or the way Blink makes statues terrifying. I love things like that. The way even human nature at the end can make the little movement you see in mirrors terrifying. This one does it with shadows. Shadows are terrifying. They can be in there. Every shadow? No. But any shadow. I love the Vashta Nerada just as a concept. They're so fascinating. And to see them in a library is so nice. I like River Song. It's nice to see the Doctor, not the smartest one in the room. To see him having to deal with someone that is ahead of him. Someone that knows more in him in some aspects. Someone that knows more about him in some aspects. Is really neat seeing him. It's interesting seeing the Doctor having to play catch up here. And also just Alex and David are just really good together. I love their chemistry. And watching the 10th Doctor try to figure out who she is. I think all of the guest cast do a really good job too. I really like it. And I love at the end when the Doctor does that speech about, I'm the Doctor and we're in the biggest library ever built. Look me up. And the shadows stop. I love that. That's wonderful. Great story, great atmosphere, great directing. And Moffat just at his best. I absolutely love it. So that is Series 4. What do you think of Series 4? Do you think it's the best series in Modern Who or Doctor Who in general? If not, what is your favorite modern series and what is your favorite series / season overall? Anyway, comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you guys. I'd love to know what you think of my list. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click that bell for notifications. I have started a Patreon page where I've actually added a new entry-level tier. It's just a little $2 tier. If you would like to become one of my patrons, you can start off at just $2 a month. Just $2, not too much to ask at all a month. If you like what I do and you want to see more of what I do, there are other tiers. There's a $5 tier, a $10 tier, a $15 tier, and a $20 tier. These give you things that let you vote in polls that I do. They also give you video requests and sometimes multiple video requests per month for things you would like to see me do. That way, instead of having to wait for things to come out on my schedule, I can make videos to your schedule. So if there's something you want to see, I advise checking that out. You'll find the link down below to that. I got my first patron recently, Michael. Very, very grateful for that. Made my day when I got that email. That first one's always so exciting. Most importantly, though, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.